Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stamp and Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Today, we are into our third installment of our Master Layouts Die series, and today we're going to be exploring Master Layouts 3. Now, this is a really fun Master Layout set. It was designed originally to coordinate with our Wreath Builder, but there's so many other things that you can do, and I'm going to show you some of them today. But before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Happy crafternoon from the dead space.
How are you back there?
Better than horrible today, I have to say. Much better.
Well, we coordinate a little. Your shirt underneath looks like my color.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Always something going on,
Always
right?
something. I had a shirt under this today because it's freezing out, and when I got here, my own personal weather pattern kicked in, and I got really hot. So now I feel like I'm a little frumpy looking today, but you know, it'll do, right?
It's 34 degrees out. What are you talking about? Cold.
I don't know.
It's a heat wave.
Anything that doesn't allow me to wear my flip-flops, I'm not happy with.
Yeah, you need winter flip-flops.
I really do, yes. The kind with socks all built into them.
Right.
Hey, Tom, guess what? I have a very happy birthday shout out today.
Okay.
Yes, so I want to send a very special happy birthday shout out to Sorum Lee. Sorum is part of our Facebook group. I see her there all the time, and she is one of the most supportive people. She comments on just about everybody's posts. She's always commenting on my stuff, and she is just such a lovely person. And Sorum, we didn't know it was your birthday, but your daughter reached out to us and let us know that it was your birthday. So very happy birthday, and we hope you're here in the comments watching us today. Yeah. So February babies. All right. Unite. Okay, well, happy birthday, Sorum. All right, so Tom, I want to show everybody the book and do the quick little review, and then we're going to get right into it because we've got a lot to do today.
All right.
And you'll be back with a word of the day?
I will be back with a word of the day, yes.
All right, awesome. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen our Master Layouts 1 and 2 video in the series, in the very first video, I show you how to create your binder, get us started with our binder, and also there's a link in all of the videos of where you can go and download all of the templates and printable sheets that go along with this series. I've been adding them as we do the video. I think it's just easier for me because it's a lot of creation to kind of work on all of these and make sure that they're in the right PDF form and stuff. So I've been doing them as we go. So Master Layouts 1, Master Layouts 2, and the cover of this binder are all in that template area. And today, Master Layouts 3 is in there too. So here's what the binder looks like. And once again, the binder has a little QR code. And when you go to the QR code, it takes you right to the templates and charts page. So if you've already downloaded your binder sheet and you have your binder, you can just use this QR code to go back to that same spot on our website and get the newest additions. Now, you can see here that I have Master Layouts 1. This is our sizing sheet. And then I've got my little cutout, my mix and match panels that I put into a medium stamp pocket, and I just used a label maker. These enable me to mix and match the different master layout sets as we create them. So I might keep this one out just in case I want to use it today. Then we have our idea sheet. Now remember, the idea sheet only has a couple of ideas on it. There are so many more ideas that you can do with each of these master layout sets. But these idea sheets just get you started. They give you 4, some of them have 6, so as we go through, you'll see. And then we have our Try Me cards. So these are actually card fronts, just the front, and the master layouts of all of these ideas so that you can actually try them. These are not actual size, but these cards are actual size. So like I explained before, if you're trying to decide which layout you like the best, you can lay your die cut pieces out and see how something is going to look on each of the different styles. And then remember, with every one of these, as you make these, you know, this works great, but you can also turn it a quarter turn and then you get more layout ideas. All right, so this is Master Layouts 1. And then we did the same, and on this page, I have 2 pieces from Master Layouts 14 that also coordinate with Master Layouts 1, just so that you can see which dies coordinate together. And I'll be doing an extensive video at the end of the series with mix and match, and I'll also be providing a document that has all of that information printed all at once for you. But I'm saving that till the end because I am actually coming up with more ideas as I go, and I don't want to miss anything. And then, of course, we have the same thing for Master Layouts 2, and I'm going to pull these little mix and match pieces out too because I might be using those today. And then, again, we have our Try Me cards, and then this is an extra Try Me card that's not on that original idea sheet, but I had to include it because it was so fun. And then this also works with Master Layouts 14. So here we are to today. We are on Master Layouts 3. So you can see we have our newest sizing sheet that you can download and print and add to your binder. And then we've got our Try Me pieces in here. So these are, our mix and match pieces. So now I can really play with all of these and mix and match the different pieces together. And then we have our idea sheet. So these are just 3 ideas. Now this and this are relatively the same. It's just this one is portraying the larger layered circle and this one is portraying the smaller layered circle. So I only made one of these for my Try Me cards, and I did something different for this spot here. So here are my Try Me cards. So I have you know, this one that mimics both of these, but then I added this because I thought this was kind of fun. But remember, you can also use the bigger circle in here. So wherever you see a square or a circle, you can substitute the next size up square or the next size up circle or next size down circle. Okay, so that's mix and match for all of these pieces. And then back here, I had to show you this one. This one also coordinates with Master Layouts 8, which is our 5x7 Master Layouts. And I know a lot of people like 5x7 cards, so I wanted to show you a fun little layout that you could mix Master Layouts 3 with. This square that looks kind of big on these square cards kind of is small for Master Layouts 8. So see how nice that is? Now remember, I'm doing all of mine in black and white, right? And just a little color. But imagine if this piece was in patterned paper, or it was in one of those fun papers that we've created together using background techniques, right? So then you've got this beautiful, vibrant piece back here, and then these are the big circles that come in Master Layouts 8. This is a flag from Master Layouts 8, and these panels are from Master Layouts 8. So by mixing this in there, you can add a pop of pattern paper or a pop of background paper that you created. Then this Master Layouts 3 also works with this tag trio die set. So we've got this big set of tags. Let me see, I threw them back in here last night after I was working on cutting all of these out. But I don't know that I put it in a convenient place to grab it. Let's see. Oh, yep, I did. Here we go. No, that's not it. All right, give me 1 second here. Maybe I pulled it out and put it here. Oh, I did. I already pulled it out. So this is the Tags Trio dies, and I've used this a million times during the holidays. But it's also great for any time you have a birthday gift or something else that you want to add a really beautiful tag to. This one was designed so that you could create a little wreath and put it right on this tag. Well, here is the little panel that works with the mini Wreath Builder. So I'm going to show you all of that in just a second. but I wanted to show you these 2 extra ideas that you can make with Master Layouts 3. All right, so when we look at our Try Me cards here, last night I did a whole bunch of stamping and die cutting for today's video. I colored a bunch of things, I stamped a bunch of things. It was very late last night when I was doing this because I had some other things I had to do. So ignore my coloring if it's not the most beautiful, but I feel like these pieces are really helpful for you to see how to use some of these in different layouts. And I also have some pieces from my last video that I can show you as well. So let's move this over here and I'll bring some of these pieces in. So for these 2 particular layouts, I feel like you could do some really fun things with words and with flowers and things like that. So as an example, for this layout, imagine that you did this with a little stencil design back here or some pattern paper. And then you popped a flower design on there, and then you added a greeting right up here. And you could use this little one from Master Layouts 3 at the bottom here. You could add it to the bottom of the card, or you could add it right over the design. But this is one way to test out how this would look on this particular layout. You don't necessarily have to put that greeting there. Now, if you wanted to, you certainly could. You could use a much bigger design. Let's find a bigger design here. Let's say you wanted to use something like this. And then you could have the greeting going across like this. And you could put your sending love right here like that. So you can see by having your cutout pieces and having your Try Me cards, you can try a whole bunch of different layouts. Now this square down here, I feel like this one would be really pretty if you used something like a swag. So this is kind of like a swag. Isn't that what they're called, Tom? Somebody told us that in the last video.
Yes.
So I thought it would be kind of fun to do like something like this on the opposite corners. And then you could do a big wishing you in the middle, and then pick whatever greeting you would want down here and add it down there. And even though this is smaller, which would fit perfectly in there, it also looks really cool to layer them together, doesn't it? That's just a little fun extra. Let's see, you could coordinate each layout color with different, can you read that, Tom?
Yes. Paula said, suggesting you could color coordinate each layout color different colors in your binder so that you'd know which set it came from on the mix and matches.
That's a great idea, Paula. I love that idea. That's great. So what Paula is saying is if I did anything that had to do with Master Layouts 8, I would use Apple Mint cardstock. This way you would know that that's Master Layouts 8. But I could have done this piece right here in the yellow that I chose for Master Layouts 3, so that would designate that piece to Master Layouts 3. I really like that idea. Okay, so now this same layout would also look really pretty up here. You could wrap that around the circle, and then you could add your little greeting over that. And the circle, you know, you could spread that out a little bit so you'd see more of the circle in there. And that circle would just be kind of a grounding panel. All right, so let's move over to this side here. Let me move some of these little bits and pieces. Okay, so this one I think is really cute. It kind of brings to mind that Circle Trio, I'm going to say it wrong, but it's the one that has the 3 circles. It's our cover plate that has 3 circles. And I know Brianne will find it and she'll share it with you guys. But I've done cards using that for Christmas with the 3 little circles. But here, if you wanted to create your own and you didn't have a cover plate, you could create your own little 3-circle look. So I cut these 3 little drinks out. I thought that This would be a really cute little card that we could make like that, something like that, where you put the 3 drinks, or you could use so many of our stamp sets with this design. 3 little baby elements, 3 little wedding elements, birthday elements, outdoor elements. We have so many stamp sets that are designed for our postage sets that would work great with this little layout. And then you could use, let's see, I've got a greeting here that would work. You could do happy birthday maybe in the middle here. And then from the same set, you could do seize the day. This set right here, let me tell you what sets I'm using just so you know. This is from the set The Good Life. So you could see any of these would work to make a cute little card just like that, right? Cut a whole bunch of these, just color them with some colored pencils or Copic markers, cut out your greetings, and you could create something just like this.
And the size of the card base there?
So I'm going to go over that, but all of these card bases for these square cards are 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So they are square cards. Now some people will say, oh, I like square cards, but I don't want to pay extra postage. I'm going to tell you exactly how to avoid that in just a minute. So the first ones that I used to demonstrate were from this set right here. This is the Wishful Florals. And I used these, let's see, I used this particular one right here that I did from Wishful Florals. And then this one that I used was from our brand new kit that is sold out but is going to be available a la carte. This is the Spring Clusters. And then this one here that I used to create those 2 kind of roundabout things, which I think would look really good with this layout too. Look at that. Isn't that fun with the square behind it? I really like that. And I think with that one, I think the first one I did, Sending Love, I think this one would be really fun. Wishing you, and then happiness could be just staggered over here off to the side. So I think that would be really a fun one to use. And this stamp set is Delicate Dahlias. So I have some from this and some from this already stamped and cut out to use today. So, I'm just going back to all the old kits that we've released recently, and you can just see how fun these look. Now, maybe you wanted something a little less flowery, maybe more leaves, something that you could send maybe to a guy or somebody that just doesn't like flowers. I don't know who they are, but here is a fun similar look. I just cut 2 of these leaf images from our Delicate Flowers and just wrapped that around. I feel like having this square behind here really makes it pop even more than it did on this layout. However, it would still look really cute here, just like this. And then you could put either a strip sentiment across there, or once again, you could add a regular greeting to it. Like here is a greeting that used master layouts too from our last video, and you could pop that right across there, just ignore the black, and that would make maybe a little bit more of a masculine feel because it's leaves instead of flowers, and the bold type would give it more of a bold look. So you can see how all of these can mix and match so easily. I'm going to make this card. And then this one. So I want to show you how nice this looks. So you could use like a big, bold look for a holiday card. And then, do I have any holiday greetings in here? I'm sure I do. You could put Merry Christmas right down here. And of course, you adjust your colors to work better for whatever your elements look like. But this 5x7 look, a lot of people make 5x7 cards. And people are always saying, make more master layouts that go with 5x7. I'm telling you, all of our master layouts will go with the 5x7. You can mix and match these things together. The 5x7 part that you really need is in Master Layouts 8 to create that card base. Then you can mix and match so many of the other ones to expand your Master Layouts 8. here's something that we could do. We could do like a big floral design. Here, I cut 2 of those, so, you know, we could do something like that. So you can see how it almost makes like a wreath kind of look, right? And then we could do a big thank you across the center. We could put the thank you down here across the flag. We could add the wishing you in the center here. And then we could put the happiness down here onto the flag. So you can see, once again, that you're not limited to size. You can expand these different things and work them together. And even something as small as this tag, which I will take this out, you could just use this as a grounding panel. And then let me find something here. So let's say you're really getting crazy with your color scheme. You could just use that Master Layouts 3 as a grounding panel and then just add your greeting right over that. But can you see how, you know, by not, let me move this because I can't like lay it down here. But can you see how much more interesting it is when you add these little layout pieces to a design like this? I mean, it would be pretty on a tag by itself, but by having that square popped in there, it just makes it interesting. It just gives you a little bit of something extra. Okay, so these are my ideas for Master Layouts 3. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you that you can do exactly the same way that you did with Master Layouts 2, but if you're new and you just started watching this Master Layout series, you might be interested in this. I'm just going to grab a little piece of white cardstock here, and I'm going to just pop it right in here like this. Okay, now let's say I wanted to create some of these like this happiness. All right, so I would just find my greeting that says happiness. And let's say I thought, you know, I want to make a bunch of these cards today. I really need to make a bunch. I'm not messing around. I need to make 3 or 4 of them. You don't have to go through the action of stamping and then lining up the die and going through all of that work. You can mass produce the strip sentiments by doing this technique, which I find to be very useful. So you stamp your greeting once on some cardstock and then make yourself a template out of all of the dies that come in the Master Layout set, and keep this with your your mix and match pieces, okay? So as you can see in this Master Layout set, there is 4 different flags. These work just like our strip sentiments dies, but they have that little decorative edge. So I love the way they mix and match together. Now I can look, all right, is this one going to fit? No. Does this one fit? Yep, that looks pretty good. But what if I want it to be a little bit bigger on my card? That's okay. That'll work really nicely right there. So let's use that one. Okay, so now I've got it laid out where I want it. I am going to take a tiny little piece of pixie tape just to hold it down on this side because it'll stick to the grip mat up here, but not down here. Plus, you can see, let me get a little piece of masking magic so it doesn't tear my template. I'm just going to put some masking magic on the sides here just to kind of hold that down. Now, I have cut out, where are they? I cut out a whole bunch of these flags last night. I cut them in white, I cut them in black so that they could be layered together. And also, a lot of people really enjoy, when you're doing a strip sentiment, to have it in black with white. So a lot of people will use white embossing powder for this. I'm going to move this because I didn't feel like it was straight. I'm just going to get my head in the way for a second here. I got to stand right over it to see. That looks good. Okay. So now all you have to do once you line that up is you find the coordinating piece and you just pop it into that template. And then you can ink it again. And it will stamp in the right spot. So now you can make multiples of these. Maybe you have happy birthday sentiments, or you have some of that and you just want to mass produce a whole bunch of these. This is a super easy way to do it. And I know I showed that in master layouts too, but you know, maybe this is your first video or you might have forgotten about it since last week. So I always think those little tips are good as a refresher. Okay, so I'm going to keep this little template that I made. It just shows me what something is going to look like too, because you might look at that and go, oh, that's a little small for me, or I wanted something that extends further, and you can see basically how it looks. I also made those for master layouts too. I have 2 of them. Those are wider for bigger greetings, plus they have the stitching. Okay. Now, I do want to show you a couple other things about Master Layouts 3 and what it was originally designed for and how to use it for that. So let me put this away, and then we will create a quick card based on what this die set was originally designed to do. Okay. So I'm going to take my grip mat out, and I'm going to put my Misty mouse pad back in here upside down so it's black. But I am going to use a little bit of tape. I'm just going to use washi tape, but I think this will be okay. I'm just going to put this down here. I don't want this shifting around, so I'm just going to put a little pressure on it, and that'll kind of hold it in place. Now, this master layout set was originally designed to work with our Wreath Builder and our mini Wreath Builder. So for those of you that have never tried our Wreath Builder system, or you're not even sure what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you very quickly how the Wreath Builder works, and I'm just going to do a quick wreath for you just to give you the basics. So in this case, the mini Wreath Builder, we'll do that one first. No, we'll do the regular one first. So the regular Wreath Builder, I've got 2 sets of them in here, but let me just pull out what we need. So the original Wreath Builder, it comes in with 4 pieces. You get a 3 3/4 inch Wreath Builder template, you get a 4-inch template, and then you get these stars that you can see they've got lines engraved in them, and they're just for placement. So for example, I'm going to use the smaller one. I'm going to pop this into the corner of my Misty, and then I'm going to tape it down so it doesn't shift at all. I'll just use a little pixie tape for this. Okay, so that's going to keep it in place. Now, if you want, you can use this star by, this is the wrong one, this is the right one. It'll fit right in there. You can use the star to determine whether or not your design is going to go outside of that square panel. So when you lay your stamp down, as long as it doesn't go outside of this line, it's not going to go off the paper. But if any part of that stamp goes off of this circle, then you know it's going to go off the center of your cardstock. The other thing that's nice about this is if you wanted to stamp perfectly in the center of your card, like a greeting, and then you wanted to build your wreath around it, these circles go all the way down to just a tiny little circle in the center, which is great for stamp sets like our mandala maker that makes beautiful mandala style wreaths. You'll know that you're placing that greeting right into the center of the cardstock. And the way you do that is, all right, I cut a bunch of pieces here. So here is one of the pieces that I cut. This is from Master Layouts 3. It's got the little stitching around the outside, which really takes your wreaths up a notch. You would lay that into the template. It fits perfectly in there. Then you would lay your star on top, and then you can decide where you want to place your greeting. Okay? If you can't see it very well because the white cardstock blocks it, go ahead and put the star in first. Then we'll pick a greeting. Let's just pick, this is the Wreath Builder stamp set, the original Wreath Builder stamp set that we first came out with. So you can see on here, all right, I've got to make sure that that's right in the center. And I can see because I'm looking at one circle in there and I know that it's in the center. It's a little high, so I'm going to just scoot it down a little bit. All right, and I know that that's in the center of my card. Okay, then I can pick that up with the MISTI, pull off that template. You always want to make sure this Wreath Builder stays in the corner. And you know, pixie tape is great because it doesn't stick to your paper and it doesn't tear your paper, but it's not the greatest thing to hold stuff down. So I have some old washi tape here. Don't ask me where I got it. I have no idea. It's very cute and it's glittery. It was a whim, I'm sure, that I bought it. But washi tape will hold it down a little bit tighter than the pixie tape. Okay, and then when you stamp this in the center of your card, it's going to be dead center of your card because you use that little template. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to make a wreath card and show you how easy this is using the Wreath Builder template with Master Layouts 3. Now, I know a lot of you have watched me for many years and you've seen me make these cards before. This part might be a little boring for those of you, but hang in there with me because I still have so many things to share with you. So, all right, once again, by using this little template here, I can tell if this is going to go outside of the circle or not. So I'm going to just place this right here. Here's the end of my card, right? You don't count the point. You're only going to count, if you want, if this helps you, you can take a little piece of tape and you could just line it up along the edge there just to make sure, okay? As long as it doesn't go past that point, it's going to stamp on your cardstock. All right, so we will save that right there, pick it up, and now we're ready to make a wreath. So I'm going to grab a couple ink cubes from my stash here. I will start with some grass green. You can also use ink pads for this, and what you're going to do is you're just going to ink that up and stamp it. And then you're going to turn it to the next position in the Wreath Builder. And drop it in there. Now, one of the things that's really cool about doing these different little wreaths is you can make it a lot easier for yourself going forward by using a wreath that you made to create a template that you can keep with your master layouts sheets and your Wreath Builder templates, and you can recreate them really quickly by saving one of these, and I'll show you what I mean. And I know people have seen this before, but bear with me because we always have new people coming, and this is all part of using Master Layouts 3 in a creative way, just one of the many ways to use it. So here we're just continuing to stamp and turn until we have the complete circle. And what's nice about the Wreath Builder too is you don't need a special tool to make a wreath. These are very inexpensive little templates that just pop into this platform that you already have. So you don't need anything extra. You don't have to spend any additional money other than to buy these little templates, and then they're easy to store because they're made of stencil material, very easy to keep with your stencils. They don't take up much room, and it's not another tool that you have to store. Okay, so now I did that one. Now I'm going to use, let's see, this little image here, okay? And I'm going to just place it that way. I know that looks like it could be a hot mess, but I promise you it's going to look really cute. Okay, so I'm going to pick that up. And I could use the star if I'm worried about it going outside of my cardstock, but I know it's not because it was in further than this one, so I don't have to worry. So I'm going to use a little bit of Wild Wisteria ink for this. This is another image from that same Wreath Builder stamp set. And I'm going to create these little, it's like a little baby breath image. I'm going to go right over that. Now the thing that's fun about the Wreath Builder is less is more. You don't need tons and tons of images to go all the way around. You can just do 3 images and make a really pretty wreath. You don't need to have 1,000 different things going on. You can do it if you want, and you can use any stamps in your collection. You don't have to use our Wreath Builder stamps. But this does create a very pretty little wreath if you don't have little images in your collection already. I would beg to differ, though, if you said you didn't have any, because a lot of times stamp companies, when we're designing our stamps, even our big stamp sets, we've got little spots on our stamp sheet that we need to fill in with something. And so sometimes we do smaller little images. We pop in there a tiny little leaf, a little flower, a little heart, something like that. So look at some of the stamps that you have in your collection and see what would work out of what you already have if you're not interested in trying something new today. Okay, so now we've got our second layer here. And now we're going to do one more little image, and I want to show you something else. And I'm glad that this is going to be part of this video because I think it's important for people to learn these couple little tips and tricks for their wreath building. So I'm going to use, let's see, do I have a tiny, yeah, I have a tiny little heart, little flower stamp right there that I'm going to use, and I'm going to tuck it right in here. Now for this one, I want to do it in 2 different colors, but I don't want to clean my stamp every time I turn it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Passionate Pink and, ooh, let's see, how about Blue Lagoon? I'll do Passionate Pink and Blue Lagoon. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to stamp all of the Passionate Pink ones on the 4 square orientation sides. So I'm going to skip this and I'm going to go to the next one. And so this way I can alternate the colors quickly and easily just by doing all the square sides first. And this one. This will be our little wreath sample card. All right, now I'm not taking this off. I'm not taking this stamp off. I'm just going to take my tidy towel and just tap it, just to clean it. Just tap it. I'm not going to rub it so it doesn't shoot across the room and hit Tom in the eye. But what I'm going to do now is I am going to turn it to the diamond orientation, and I'm going to stamp all 4 little flowers in the diamond orientation. And that helps me skip without having to clean in between every single turn. Like this. Okay. All diamonds. See, this is the diamond orientation. And one more. I'm just popping it in there. Okay. So that is what Master Layouts 3 was intended to help you create, but to add that pretty little edge around there that just takes the whole thing up a notch. Now we're going to finish off this card with a greeting, and we are going to use Master Layouts 3 for that as well. What you may or may not know is that all of the greetings for all of our Master Layouts die sets were designed to fit inside these circle pieces that come in the Master Layouts 3 set. So you can decide using your little tester pieces here, do I want this in the center, or do I want to show a little more wreath and have that in the center? Totally up to you, whichever look you like best. I'm going to go with the bigger one because it'll hide some of my raw branches there. And let me find my pieces that I pre-cut last night. I've got them all over the place. Here they are. I cut so many things last night. I was a die cutting fool. So I have one of those, and then I have one of these backing pieces, all Master Layouts 3. And then I have one of the black panels, again, Master Layouts 3, that will give me that nice little shadow layer. And then right after I finish up this card, I'll show you how you can send these cards and not spend any additional postage, because that's a big one. People do not like to spend additional postage on their cards. And I understand that. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my tape runner here just to save. No, you know what? I'm done with this for now. I'll just put my grip mat in. Where did I put my grip mat? Oh, here it is. This will make it a lot easier. I'll throw my grip mat in, and then I will pop my circle on there. Now I'm going to pick one of the greetings from Master Layout, from the Wreath Builder. And I'll do A Friend Like You Is Hard to Find. Although I like this one too, Wishing You the Best Birthday Ever. I'll do that. I'll make a birthday card. All right. We're wishing Sorum a happy birthday today. So Sorum, this card I'm creating in honor of you. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp that in some black onyx ink. There we go. We will stamp that, and I'll stamp it a second time. All right. And then, make sure my hands aren't dirty, I will pull this off, clean this, and we will get rid of this Wreath Builder stamp set for now. Okay, let me move that out of the way. And then we'll quickly create this card. Now, I didn't make a whole lot of card bases last night, because I didn't have all my big pieces of cardstock here, but I will zoom in a little bit here so you can see. Master Layouts 3, when I first came out with it, I thought, oh, you know, I don't know that there's enough that you can do with it. And then, because I knew it was designed for the Wreath Builder, but then when I started playing with all the different things you can do, you'll see it is truly one of the most useful, especially when you mix it with Master Layouts 8. Okay. So there, we'll put that on there, and then I will layer these two together. Boy, I hope I have more tape runner. We'll see. And then I'm going to pop this up using some foam squares, because I love to have a little dimension. And foam squares on a panel like this, they really don't change the postage that much. These are, I love our foam squares because they're not too high. They're just like the right amount to give it dimension without like changing the whole price of everything. And we'll just pop that right there. Like that. And then we'll pick a card base. I'm going to use, since I used Wild Wisteria, I'm going to use Wild Wisteria cardstock. And the size of your card base is going to be, I'm going to use my big cutter for this. By the way, you can still get these big cutters. Somebody asked me about it in our group. Go to the Tonic website. They're now in black, but they're super, super nice. Okay, so we want this to be 8.5. Let's do this. Let's cut it at 4 1/4 so we don't waste a whole card base here. We're going to cut it at 4 1/4. And then we will save that for another card. And then, I guess I still need this because I got to cut the rest. Then we're going to cut this to 8.5. So 8.5 by 4 1/4 gives you a 4 1/4 square card. And the reason I like to cut it that way is because this is a nice chunk of leftover to cut a word die out of. All right. And then we're going to use the score scoreboard. And we're going to score this at the 4 1/4 inch mark.
Quick question. You have a video somewhere, don't you, to show them how to create a template for the same Wreath Builder pattern?
Oh yeah, I'm going to show them that.
Okay.
I will show them that, because that can be a little bit hard to find in an... Rena did it in one of the videos that she created the idea. I'm just stealing it from Rena, but I'll show you on this. Let me do that now. Let me show you right now. I'll pull this off and I'll show you. It's a good point, because I was going to show you that. Okay. It's easy to disassemble. All right, we'll go back to the Wreath Builder and I will show you how to make a template. So, I'm glad you said that before I put this whole card together. Thank you, whoever reminded me. All right, so we have this panel, right? We're going to put the panel back into the Wreath Builder. And then we're going to get the stamps that we used, and we are going to place them right on top of our images that we already stamped. So there's one, but we're going to spread them out a little bit around the card. So there's one. Here's one. Just going to pop it in there. And then I'll just put the little flower here. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to pick that up. Okay. Now, if you want, and you want to keep this, and you want to be able to see how it looks, and you're not going to use this for another card, then I would flip it over and stamp these on the back. But if you want to use the one that you have, then get another one of your little squares. I'll cut one to match that size, just so that I don't have to use one of my stitched ones up. So give me one quick second to just cut one. So that was the 3 3/4 inch size by 3 3/4. And you can also just cut plain squares to use in here if you don't have Master Layouts 3, but I'm going to pop that piece in there. And then what I'm going to do is just using some black ink. Did you see what I did here? I put this one on upside down. How many of you have ever done that? Please tell me I'm not alone, where you put it upside down. We need to put it this way. Did anybody see me do that? Because that would have been a hot mess. Okay. Face down. You got to put them face down. And then what I'm going to do here is, making sure that this is all tucked into the corner, I'm going to stamp these 3 images using some black ink. All right. They don't have to be perfect. I just want to have the images. All right. And this I would store with my Wreath Builder. Now, you can, like I said, if you put it on the back, then you'll know what that's going to create. Okay? Because sometimes you just nail the perfect wreath. Now, let me show you what that's going to do and how easy this is to make it happen. So I'm going to clean these. Okay. Now, I have my 3 ink cubes here, right? Let's say I had my nice piece of cardstock in here, my Master Layouts 3 cardstock. I'm going to ink these all up at the same time. Now, instead of going around 24 times, which you would have to do with 3 different designs, I can do this whole wreath with just 8 passes. Same thing. Green on this one. Purple on this one. And now because I'm at the next position, I'm going to just go with blue on that one. And there's my second pass. Now I'm going to turn it again. Just going to tap that blue off of there. Purple. Green. And pink this time. And this is really a good way to do it too if you wanted to make a wreath using Versamark ink or embossing in watermark ink, because going around 8 times your ink will stay tacky enough that you could emboss. But if you're going around 24 times, by the time you get to the end, some of that embossing ink will be dry and it will be a little hard for the powder to stick to it. So, all right. There we go. I know it looks really crazy when you're in the middle stages of it, but I'll just finish it up here so that you can see. I don't even know that I need to. I think this shifted a little bit. You really want to tack this down with a good strong tape, and you really want to tack your mouse pad down with a really strong tape. We could have used the grip mat under here, but then you got to peel this off every time you want to turn it, and sometimes you don't feel like doing that. So my one little one is a little off, but that's all right. You'll still get the idea. So pink was last, and now we're into blue. I'm not even cleaning in between because it is releasing all of that ink. See how it's starting to become a wreath now? So this is just a way, like when you nail that wreath and you're like, oh, I love this design. I wish I could remember exactly where I positioned everything. This is a way to keep that. Did I do pink or blue last time? Who remembers? Let's see where this is going. Oh, got to do pink. I don't even remember what I did last time. Okay. I'll tell you, I was up late, guys. I was making a lot of things for this video. All right, and that was pink, so this one will be blue. All right. So there we go. We've got a full wreath. And again, on the other side, we've got our little template. So I can save that. And anytime I want to make this same wreath again, all I have to do is put this in my Wreath Builder, reposition the images where these images are, and then I'm ready to create my wreath. So now you don't have to go search my whole YouTube channel to try to find me saying that. It'll be all here in one video for you. Okay. So let me clean this up real quick and we'll get back to our card. Whew! The rest of the cards will go kind of fast. Wreath building is a little more time consuming, but you know, again, crafting is not a race, right? So we make cards because we enjoy making cards, and even if something takes a little bit of time, it's worth it. If you like wreath building and you're interested in more wreath builder ideas, there are so many ways to turn these into A2 cards. I have a whole wreath builder playlist on my channel with so many different kinds of ideas for you. All right, and so this is going to go on top of here. And then we will pop this greeting back on here. I know I just ripped it all apart, but it's not, it worked. Okay, go down a little further there. Wishing you the best birthday ever. Okay, do we like that? There we go. So now, let me grab an envelope real quick. Here's an envelope. Now let's say you want to mail this, and you know, we could edit this envelope down. I have a video on my channel showing you how to do that. But, you know, why go through all of that trouble? All you have to do is take a piece of cardstock and cut it down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, just a quarter sheet of cardstock. Slip it into the envelope, and that makes your envelope rigid like a card. Then you can pop this card in here. It'll still look really pretty because it kind of matches. Everything kind of matches in there. And now this is not a floppy card anymore. And just put your regular postage on there and send it out. You don't have to have special square envelopes to make this work. It's almost like you've just lined your envelope to match, but you've lined it with rigid cardstock. So there you go. That is the first little card that we made with Master Layouts 3. So now we're going to make a couple other cards with Master Layouts 3. Let's take a look once again at the different layouts we have in here. So I think we need to make, well, we have to make this one. So let's make this one next because it's so cute. So that one uses the larger square in the set. So let me get all my pieces out here that I cut last night. That one uses the larger pieces. You can see. I know it doesn't seem like there's a big difference between a 3 1/4 inch square and a 4 inch square, but there really is. I mean, look at how much bigger your wreath would be with this 4 inch. So we're going to use the 4 inch one for this card. I'm going to tape these 2 layers together. And then I'm going to do a little stenciling on this. So I was thinking, because I just think that this is such a cute little layout, and it's going to be using all those little mixed drinks, that our Fizzy stencil would be just the perfect one for this because it's bubbly. And I always think those little drinks are probably bubbly, right? So we'll get the grip mat here. We'll put that down and we'll put this on top, and then we will add our bubbles. So the colors of those little elements, I know they're around here somewhere. Here's one. We've got the green, that bright lime green. That's a lime margarita. That's a regular margarita. Here is a lemon Bellini. And where is my strawberry daiquiri? Here it is, my strawberry daiquiri. And then Seize the Day. And then I just need that little happy birthday greeting. I know it's over here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. So all of these came from the Good Life stamp set, stamp and die bundle. And I think what I'm gonna do is, I think I'll use a blue, like a little sea glass background. Although the gray would be really cute, but I think sea glass would give it a little bit of color. So I'm going to be using our inkstand, and a huge shout out to Brianne Loveland. I see her helping everybody find everything, and Brianne Loveland is the inventor and the store that sells these inkstands. So she will link her store just in case there's one single person out there that hasn't gotten an inkstand yet. You're late to the game. Let's go. Okay, and then the other reason why I picked this stencil is because we're going to be using all circles for this layout. So I feel like we're doing a circle theme, and it's kind of fun. So I'm going to start a little heavy in the center, and then I'm just going to go out, not going all the way to the edge, just a little bit like that. But I want to have those bubbles in there. Okay, so there we have a little fizzy fun. Let's take a look at that. Isn't that cute? Not a ton, just a little. And now I'm going to get those circles. So I need 3 of them. Hopefully I have 3 of them. If not, I'll use my little sample one. And I'll just make a new sample one for my, well, I think I might have to cut a couple. Thought I cut enough, but I guess, you know, last night when it was late, I didn't quite cut enough. So let me get my Master Layouts 3, and I'm going to be cutting one of these circles. and then one of the plain circles in black. Actually, I'll need 2 of those. So I keep my dies stored in our medium stamp pockets, and the bigger ones I store in our large stamp pockets. It's kind of nice to keep everything together, and some of you have even suggested that you keep this in your binder. And I think that's a great idea, because once you get these dies out, you're starting to think, all right, now I need some ideas. You'll have your binder right there to help you. All right. So we'll just cut these out with the little bitty machine. And I need a little piece of white cardstock for this one. And I'm going to cut this stitched circle here with this white cardstock. And if you're new to the mini intricut, I always keep mine on my grip mat because then it doesn't shift around. It makes it super easy to cut. All right, so we've got this. We've got one here and one here. So we've got 3. And then I need 2 more black ones. So let's get some black cardstock. And we'll cut 2 of those. Just 2 plain ones. This little machine is just fun to have. Your big machine will work just fine, but the little mini intricut, it doesn't take up very much room on your crafting desk. And other than big dies like the master layouts and your cover plates and stuff like that, this will cut just about anything. I'm sure you've seen me use it a bunch of times now, and I'm really, really smitten with it. Somebody sent me some little smiles that they cut on their Cricut. I've got to get her name, but she sent me them. I'll show it to you in one of my upcoming videos. She sent me little vinyl smiles to put on my machine. It's so cute. I have them in my office. I got them the other day. All right.
Question, the grip mat,
yes,
should stay sticky after washing in soap and water. Right?
Oh, yes. Yes, that's a great way to wash it. Just a little bit of soap and water, and that's all you need. Don't use alcohol on it. You can use a little stamp cleaner on it if you want, because it is photopolymer, and so stamp cleaner won't hurt it. But after you use stamp cleaner, you should always kind of clean the stamps after that, because stamp cleaner, the Real Good Ultra Clean, which is our manufacturer, makes our stamp cleaner. Ours is Ultra Clean stamp cleaner. It leaves a little bit of an oily residue on the stamps, so it's always good to just wash them anyway. Okay, so now we're going to do that fun layout where we kind of have this going like that. Do a little cluster of the 3 circles, and you'll still be able to see the dots back there, so don't worry about that. Now I'm going to tape these directly onto the card. I like to lay them out first just to see how it looks. This is one of the layouts that's in the video here, so you can make this one. And then this one down here.
You know the opening in inches for the small cutting machine?
It's 3.375. We had ours made just a little bit bigger. It's not quite 3.5 inches, but it's 3.375. We wanted to make sure that the plate would be big enough for our biggest double-stitched oval and rectangle. They're our biggest dies in our double and single stitched. We wanted to make sure that you could cut those using this, and you can. All right, so let's pop these images up using some baby foam squares. And again, I'm not sure which one would look best where, but I think that's kind of fun right there, huh? That looks kind of cute. I love this set so much. It's so fun. It's so perfect for You can make little girls' night invitations or just fun celebration set. Even if you don't drink, these could all be virgin daiquiris and lemonade. I've had my, my moments where I wanted to partake, but I, didn't want to have any alcohol, any fruit salad. So I went with the virgin version, and that's just fine. It's still cute and still fun. So we're just doing that. I need to trim down some of my foam squares here. I need some skinnies. There we go. All right. So this is one of the other layouts from the book that we just made. We'll get that in here like this. Cute, cute. And one more. So for those of you that bought Master Layouts 3 thinking you could only use it for wreath building, you're going to see a few more cards today that you can use it for. Definitely. And even the wreath building, definitely check out my Wreath Builder playlist because I have a lot of A2 versions of Wreath Builder cards. I'll show you one. I dug one out from the past, and I will show that to you in just a minute. So this we're going to pop up in the center, this happy birthday. We'll do a little pop up in the center. I think I could probably fit a big foam square in there. Oh yeah. So we'll pop that up right in the center. We'll put that right there. There, that looks pretty good. And then we're going to have Seize the Day coming off of this one down here. So I think I will just add some foam here. Let's see how that looks right there. I think I could add one more. Boy, sometimes, do you ever like think, oh my gosh, what time is it? Is it nighttime? I think that's how I feel after being up last night. But you know what? It's really fun to just kind of be in the quiet and crafting. Usually it's like in the middle of the day or on the weekends and stuff, and it was so nice and quiet last night. Okay, so there we have that cute little layout. Now let's put that on a Christmas. Should we put on Christmas red, or here's red velvet? That would be kind of nice on red velvet, wouldn't it? I feel like that looks really pretty. Okay, so we'll do it on red velvet. I'm going to cut this one in half this time. This is another way to cut your 4 1/4 inch square cards. You don't have to do it this way. This is a little more wasteful, but it's okay. So I'm just going to score this at the regular spot, the 4 1/4. And then, I'm going to lose that, right? And then I'm going to just trim it down to 4 1/4 here, like that. Now these cards can be either a top fold or they can be a side fold. So whichever you prefer, whatever feels better for you, you can do it either way you want. Now that only gives you a small perimeter around the outside, and some of you like that. You like the smaller bit of a frame showing. You don't like that wide frame. So this gives you both options, this die set. You can have either that tiny frame going around the outside, or you can use the smaller version and get the big frame going around the outside. Okay, so there is our second little Master Layouts 3 card. That's a fun one. And of course you could bling it up if you want. Okay, now I want to show you, I have a sample here, and I'm not going to actually demonstrate this, but you'll be able to find this. See this card right here? This wreath was created on a square, just like this, and then I cut it in half, and I glued half to the top of Master Layouts 2 and half to the bottom of Master Layouts 2, and then you can use that belly band from Master Layouts 2 to go across. So basically what you're doing is you're adding, is this the belly band? Yeah, you could trim that, or you could use the belly band from Master Layouts 1. So let me show you that. That's actually what we should be using, Master Layouts 1. Okay, so Master Layouts 1. This is a Master Layouts 1 card, basically. But rather than this white panel, you can make it with Master Layouts 3, cut it in half, glue half on the top, half on the bottom, and then you can use this band going across the center to block off the raw edges. You won't see that that doesn't completely connect. So then you can make that oval wreath. So that's another way that Master Layouts 3 can coordinate with Master Layouts 1 by changing a square wreath into an oval wreath. So that was something I had to share. Okay, I'm getting all my pieces mixed up here. All right, let's make another card here. Let's go to our little binder, and let's make this layout right here. All right, so put my binder away again. So now with that layout, I'm going to be using a small panel, and I'm going to need a small black layer. Find a small black layer over here. Okay, so this is the 3 3/4 inch one. And then I'm going to need one of the squares. So I have the square pieces right here. And then I'm going to need a circle. Now, on that layout, I used the smaller circle, but for this card, I'm going to show you easy to change it up and use the bigger one. Okay, so we're going to just glue these two panels together. Super easy. And you know what else these square cards are really nice for? If you're giving a gift card to somebody. Well, my tape bit the dust. So Tom, I am completely out of tape. Is it possible for you to go steal a tape runner for me? Not a tape runner, a refill. Oh wait, I have some here, but yeah, I will need a refill. Do you think that you could go out to the warehouse and steal one for me? Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to layer these two together. Okay. And then we can do a little stenciling on here. So let's see what stencils we have left. What haven't we used for a little while? Ooh, let's use this. This is the Decorative Double stencil, and I think this will look really pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, I had two of them in here. I'm going to do the one that I don't have to clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of this Decorative Double onto this. I think I'm going to just do it right in the center. That looks pretty centered. This is a fun stencil because you get two different designs in one stencil, and I really like that. And then I'm going to use soft stone for this. Wow, did you run? You must have sprinted back there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Tom even opened it for me. What a gentleman. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to use this Decorative Double, and I'm going to use my black blending brush that should probably only have a little bit of gray on it, but we're going to find out real quick here. So I'm going to use just a tiny bit of this, and I'm going to just add that in here. Not over the whole thing, just a little bit to give it some shading. There we go. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, we're going to adhere these two panels together. Oop, used the wrong one. That one was almost gone too. Thank you, Tom. I wouldn't have been able to make this card today without you. So we'll put these two panels together, and we're not going to put anything over this. We're just going to put that there. So see, you just get that little bit of texture coming out of the top and the bottom. That Decorative Double stencil, did that come in a kit? Oh, it may have. I'm not 100% sure on that one. It may have come in a kit. Actually, I think it was in a kit that I may have done for SCT Magazine for one of their classes, but I'm not sure. But it is available separately now on our website, I believe. It should be there. All right, so I'm going to pop this in place here. Just like that. And then I'm going to layer these two together. All right. And then that is going to go into the center. Now, before I commit to this, I want to see what it's going to look like. So I was thinking of using this and this. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? I think that looks really nice. And then doing the sending love to you and yours. I think that's going to be really pretty. I really like that. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to put this right onto this black panel. And you can always try these out on your Try Me cards just to see if, if you like it. And then I'm going to pop these up with some foam squares. And I'm going to put my foam squares mostly around the outside here. Just a few. Because this is 2 layers high.
Do we have time for a phrase of the day today?
Oh, we do, for sure. It's great while I'm putting my foam squares on.
Okay, phrase of the day.
So come on in. There you go.
Hello. No, I have not fallen asleep back here. She just gets very intense on these master layout
yeah, I mean,
videos.
These are like the library, right?
So today's phrase of the day goes back to a day. If you recall, Gina, that we were hanging out with some friends out in the backyard, a summer day, and kids were young then. Kids were all playing, and the dad of our friend who was the dad, one of the dads, he was kind of razzing his son and, kind of teasing him a little bit. And you said to him, remember, that's the person that's going to pick your nursing home.
Yes.
And he laughed. But I always remembered that because it's kind of true. And so you have to be careful sometimes what you say around kids, or because that could be an example of air conditioning. Right?
Yes.
Air conditioning. Didn't go too far for that, did I?
No.
I'm going back to the dead space.
It's pretty funny. Very good. I like it. Hey, I'm careful, right? All right, so we need to make some room for this one. So this is going to go a little higher. Let me get this out of the way because it's kind of freaking me out a little to see where this would go. All right, so we're putting this here like that. And then this one is going to get popped up right under to you and yours. Okay. That was very good, Tom. I like that phrase of the day. I like the phrase of the day. It's pretty fun. Still there? Still back there, Tom? All right. To you and yours.
So this just happens sometimes. You just sometimes cover up all the stencil, right?
Sometimes, yeah, but you can still see it. It's sticking out down here. It's sticking out up here a little bit. I mean, it's delicate.
Oh, yeah, it's a little
light.
tough to see with the lighting.
Yeah, the light kind of blows it out a little bit. But here's the thing. Let's say you get all done this. This is a good little tip. Let's say you get all done this and you're like, I wish I had a little more stencil in here. You can always go in and just lightly add a little more. See? Now can you see that there?
Yes.
You can always add a little more to places that maybe you want it. I'm just putting my finger there to kind of cover that up a little bit. But you can always add a little bit more to places that you want it. Don't be afraid to go back. It's not the end of the world. Okay. So now we've got lots of stenciling on there. So you can see it. All right, now I'm going to use that other piece that I didn't throw away of red, because I think this will be another really pretty card on red, like that. And I would add a few little gems in here. So let's add some of these tinies, these little tiny things. Ooh, that was way too much. Let me suck some of that back up. Just tap on that a little bit. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I'll put a bigger one down here. We can just get rid of some of that glue. So we'll use a bigger one down here, since I have a big glue blob. And then we'll just do two tinies up here. I feel like gold always looks so spectacular with red. We could put one down here too, and one over here. Shall we really jazz it up? A bunch of people are going to be saying no, and I'm already going to have them on here before I look up to see that. But we'll do it anyway. I feel like there were just some empty holes on this one. And not that I mind white space, but sometimes you just look at something and you go, no, it just needs something. There. I like that. I think that's pretty. And let me cut this card base down. I'll tell you another color card base that would look really nice with this is, do I have any? Yeah, I do. Stormy Sky would look really nice with this. Isn't that elegant? It's hard to see it against my black background, but let me put it on a white piece of paper here. See, isn't that elegant, the gray? I kind of feel like that would be a really nice, a nice color to use. let's go with the gray because we have a red card today. So we'll go with the gray. Put that back. And then I'm going to cut this down to that 4 1/4 inch mark. Also, soft stone would be really nice. I don't have any soft stone here, so I'm substituting with my next best thing is the Stormy Sky. So I'm gonna do this one at 4 1/4. Here's another way that you can cut these down. You can do the 4 1/4 inch mark, and then you can get your paper cutter and just cut that end off at 4 1/4. And that's another way to keep a big chunk. Okay, so this is going to go on here. And we will put that right there. So now we've got 3 different layouts for our Master Layouts 3. Aren't they fun and cute? Love these so much. All right, let's take another peek here at the binder and see what layouts we haven't done. Let's open this to these pages. Okay, so I feel like this one definitely is that, and this one is that. This could be that. Can you pull me out of the way there, Tom? This could be that. And you can always add a different type of greeting in there. But I think I want to do one more that has a circle in the center. I didn't cut out the pieces for Master Layouts 8. We're going to save this layout for the Master Layouts 8 for sure when we do that video. But I'm going to do another circle layout for you, but a little bit more simplified without having stuff going in both directions. So let's see here. What can we do? Do we have a big... We have a big one here. What if we did this one? Let's do this one. Okay. You know what would be fun? Let's try something really fun here with Master Layouts 3, okay? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Should I cut a smaller one? I think I want to do this with the smaller one. So I'm going to actually use my little sample that I had already made. Where's my little sample? Here it is. I'm going to use my sample that I already made of this smaller Master Layouts. Now, this is kind of a fun thing to do. So I've got these layered together, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these. Let me show you where I'm going to cut them. I've got the top point on the blade and the bottom point on the blade. All right, so let's do that. We're going to cut those. Top point on the blade, bottom point on the blade. All right. So now we've got that. Now let's pick a design that we're going to use from over here first, because I've got so much stuff cut out. So I have these. I made these last night. And I think those might be really pretty. This is from the Wishful Florals. We could do that layout. Let's do that. Let's do that one, and then we'll use the Wishing You Happiness for this card. Okay. Now, let's get a card base that we think would be appropriate for this. So I'm thinking Innocent Pink, if I have one. If I don't have one, I'm going to look at Dusty Rose. Dusty Rose, that might be a little too pink. Let me see if I have an Innocent Pink in here anywhere. That's bubblegum. Give me a second, because nothing's organized here at all. Let me show you what I'm looking through, because I can't even reach it from where I'm at. You're going to die when you see this, so don't hate me, but look at that. This, this is my, I'm disorganized, you know, guys? I mean, all these crafters that have these really beautifully organized craft rooms, I'm not that person. So, but I did find one, so there we go. All right, because I feel like Innocent Pink Dusty Rose is really pretty. I agree, it's really pretty, but Innocent Pink might allow some of that, the color to pop through a little bit more. Yeah, I don't have time to organize. I don't have anybody to help me organize, and so you get what you get with me. That's it. Okay. So, and I can lose something while it's in my hand. So, you know, there's that too. So I'm going to do the 5.5 inch mark. You know, when Tom had his word of the day, florganize. Remember that word, Tom?
That was a great word of the day.
That was a great word of the day, but that was inspired by looking at the floor around me. That's where that word came from. All right, so I am going to put half of this up here like this, and then I'm going to put the other half down here like this. And so we've got a little cute stitching in there, right? But this is kind of fun, something different, and we're going to make it work. So I have more ideas here. I'm not done. So I'm going to bring that in a little bit, because this is... We can bring this in as much as we want and see how it looks. They don't have to even line up, you know, side to side. But maybe they should. Let's see. I'll move it over a little. The nice thing about our tape runner is it doesn't become permanent until you actually press it down and let it sit a little bit. I kind of like that. So we'll do that. Because somebody was asking me, like, how did you move that without it? You have a little wiggle room, definitely. Even more wiggle room with this than with glue. Okay. So there, we're going to do that today. Now, I need one of the bigger circles. And we're going to put that in the center here. Okay, so here's my idea. Here's my plan, my big plan. So we're going to put this in the center. That's not really centered, but we'll get it there. And then these are going to take up the opposite spaces a little bit. Let's see how that looks. That's kind of cool. Now let's see how this looks. Oh, I had two. Let me glue these together and get this out of the way. And I might even use a square here. But this is the fun of, you know, grabbing your master layouts work pieces and just saying, okay, what would the square look like? Oh, see, I feel like the square looks so much better. And then if we put one there and we put one there. Oh, I like that. That's kind of cool. We can also put one here. And we can put one here. I think I like the square. What do you guys think? Do you like the square or do you like the circle? I'll show you the circle again. Okay, so here's the square. You can also do the square this way. So you get a little bit of the points of the square on there. Okay, so that's the square. Now let's look at the circle. So do you feel like the circle... I feel like the circle just kind of disappears. Let's go with the square. Everybody's saying square. I see mostly squares. So, you squares are my people. You're all my people. Okay, so I'm going to make a square so I don't have to make another one of these too. I just have to make this panel again. And then, shall we pop it up? I think we should pop this up. So let's pop this up with 4 foam squares. Just to give it some lift. We'll put one in the middle too. All right. Okay. So remember, you can also do this, which, tell me what you think of that before I lay it all down. Didn't that just change everything? Isn't that kind of cool? The diamond look. Ooh. I think I like the diamond. All right, I'm going for it. I'm just going for it here. Totally different, outside of the box. That's what's great about the master layouts is, you know, you can do so many fun things with it that you wouldn't even think about. Let's try that. Are these the same? Are these opposite each other? No, these are the same. Okay, so we need to flip that over like that. Okay, I like that. I feel it's interesting. It's like, you know, that makes it a little more interesting than just a plain black panel there, right? And then we can put our words over that. All right, so we're going to just put foam squares kind of on this, on these like peripheral areas. Oh, I'm loving this. That's what's great about making those little pieces ahead of time, because you could just look and see. And if something grabs you, you can give it a try. So let's see there. That is good. And I'll need a little something right there. And the rest I can tape. Did I call y'all squares? I didn't mean to. All right, we'll just put a little tape on the inside here. And so if you liked something different, go ahead and grab your Master Layouts 3 and make the card. I want to see what you would have done differently. Okay, that's really pretty. It's so interesting. I know, there's so many options, right? Yeah, the diamond is just really jazzing me. It's just different. All right, so I'm going to try to position this leaf in the same spot. I think I can do it. It's all right if things overlap a little bit in the center. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so now this is just going to go right here, wishing you, and then we're going to do happiness right there. And those can just get taped right down onto that. So just something very different. Boy, I didn't start out thinking of this. I was going to do one more circle card, but I really like the way this turned out. Fun, fun. There we go. So when you watch this video again on replay, if you do, you can kind of check out that layout, and you can just make these pieces and create a layout and pop them into your binder. So you have yet another design that's just really interesting. Yeah, that turned out really cool. And just cutting those, you know, and kind of staggering them a little bit, because they're not perfectly lined up, but they're staggered just a little bit. And that's a way to use Master Layouts 3 to make another A2 style card. All right, one more thing I want to make for you. Now, I do want to show you that there is a tiny wreath builder and I had it here a second ago, a little Wreath Builder template. Let me try to find it on here. I think I grabbed it and then I put it away. Here it is. So the little Wreath Builder template works exactly the same way the big Wreath Builder template works. The only difference is you use this little square piece in there and you put it in your MISTI and you do the same kind of thing. So you can use tiny little images, and we have a stamp set called the Mini Wreath Builder that has images that are sized way down, even smaller than these images, to create this tiny little wreath. And then that can easily be placed onto this tag, and then you can put a big Merry Christmas greeting up here, or a big Happy Birthday, or a Hello Spring, whatever you have, and make a tag that you can put onto a gift. So I feel like that's a really good Christmas tag idea. And I do have videos on my Wreath Builder playlist that show you exactly how to use the Mini and exactly how to make this tag. But I am going to make a tag today just because I have it cut out here. And I have a white one cut out, so I'm going to use that same Decorative Double stencil for this one. Why not? But I'll use the other image from it. So I used this kind of basket weave pattern last time. I'm going to use this pattern this time. And let me get my cards out of the way. And then we'll go ahead and just do a little bit of stenciling in here. This is soft stone ink again. I like that. Just a little something. And then do I have another square? If not, I will steal from here so you don't have to watch me cut. And I'm going to put that square right in the middle here. Okay. Put the square in the middle of this tag. You know me, I love to have like what I call a grounding panel to put images on. I think it's so pretty. And then I have this that I want to put on here. So let's move this out of the way now. So this came from our Delicate Dahlia. And I'm going to find, this would be great to put on like a little gift bag or something that you were bringing somebody who is a little under the weather. Don't you think that is a pretty layout? So some of the products that are out of stock on our website will be back. They've been reordered. Some of them are discontinued. Nothing that I've used here today is discontinued, but some products are discontinued and we just haven't cleaned out our website since the mystery boxes. And so if you're looking for anything, you can always reach out to customer service. But everything has all different ship dates, so it's hard for me to tell you when something would be back in stock, just because, you know, everything's ordered at all different times. Things go out of stock at different times, so they get ordered at different times, and it's just hard to know. Something might be back in next week, something might be back in 4 weeks. So it's really hard for us to answer those kinds of questions here. But customer service could at least, if they know something's coming in, they can help you. They don't know a lot, though, because, again, we're at the mercy of shipments and ship times and all the things that are going on out there. I'm going to actually move this down. So it's hard for me to know, especially here on the live. But the best thing that you can do is if you're wanting something is to just get your name put onto the notify me list, because then as soon as it comes back in stock, you'll be the first one to get an email. You'll know it's back and you'll be able to order it right from that email. Okay. And now we're going to put these on here. I made so many other bits and pieces that I didn't even use today, but that's okay. And then we'll tape that onto that part. I just think it's fun to see other things that you can do with these smaller elements in the set. Okay. Now, let's get a little string of some sort. I have this. Somebody mentioned what they thought it was. I just got it at a big box store. It's this roll of some kind of string. I don't know what it's called. But I think it works really well for like a baker's twine, although it isn't. I think it's like a crocheting kind of string. Somebody will know in the comments. I know it. And it was like 1,000,000 yards for very, very little bit of money. Crochet thread. Thank you, Melissa. Crochet thread. Oh, Sherry said it too. Okay, thank you guys. All right, so I'm just going to tie this off at the top. And then this could hang right onto a little basket of goodies for somebody that's under the weather. Just cut the rest of this off. There we go. And there, we could put a few embellishments on there if we wanted. But there is one more little idea using the square from Master Layouts 3. So let's take a look at some of the things that we made today. We made these. Just some of the projects that you can make with Master Layouts 3. So many, though. This is just a fraction of what you can actually do. All right. Well, this was so much fun today, guys. So Tom, we have to give away a gift card, but before we do, we are getting really close to 200,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, we would absolutely love you to do that. If you can give the video a thumbs up, that really helps the channel too. But subscribe and hit the notification bell. This way you never miss another video and you stay up to date with all of this Master Layout series as well. And then if you would like to join our Facebook group, we'd love to have you over there. It's a lot of fun. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. All you have to do is search that on Facebook. It's a private group. You do have to answer some security questions to get in because we try very hard to keep the spammers out, but it is 48,000 of the nicest people on Facebook, and just so much support over there. If you want to share your Gina K Designs projects, we would love to see them. And then thank you again, Brianne, for helping us with all the links today. Appreciate you so much. But if you did miss a link that Brianne happened to share during the live, you can always head over to our website at ginakdesigns.com and you can find everything that I used here in today's video. All right, so we're going to give away a gift card to one lucky commenter. So what do you think, Tom? Are you ready to do that?
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, Timpani, drum roll, please.
Right.
And today's winner is Angela Powell. Angela Powell.
Yay, Angela! Congratulations, Angela. All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com and we'll get that gift card out to you. All right, everybody. Well, Tom and I will be back next Tuesday with a brand new release. We have a new kit. We have a new Master Layouts die set coming. We have beautiful stamps and dies from our illustration team, and we might have a surprise or two for you that I think you're going to love. So join us next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time here on my YouTube channel, also on Facebook and on Twitch. All right, everybody, in the meantime, and if you're in our Facebook group, sneak peeks of the new products start on Saturday. So Before Tuesday, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.